So I think the first thing is that all of our clients, of one shape or another, are going through some kind of digital transformation. And I think in the world as it is now, our role as a tech vendor is really to make that as easy as possible. I think the years of multi-million, multi-year transformation projects are probably a little bit dead and just not a world we want to play in. And so we really focus on a couple of key things: digitization, automation, real-time data. Those are the things that from a product perspective are just absolutely core. And for me, it's all around fast time to value and having a scalable proposition that works from challengers who maybe have smaller volumes today, all the way through to the largest organizations who want to transform. So we are a fintech who provide an end-to-end debt management software platform. And really, I guess what we want to do is challenge the idea that debt management is a thing that is an embarrassing thing, it's a cost center, it's something that happens at the end of a customer journey. I'm a really big believer that you need to look at the entire customer experience and that we should be harnessing the great technology that exists out there to deliver the best possible thing for customers. Collections ultimately is the hardest time in a customer's life, but you should treat them there in the way that you would want to be treated, and ultimately that will have the biggest impact on that customer. And so really we want to enable that through our software. Two things. I think the first thing is that we are a fintech challenger. So the reason why our proposition resonates with some of the well-known brands that everyone will know, the neobanks, the challengers, is that we are one of them. So we understand that people need to get things done. They need to get them done quickly, and they need to be able to move at pace to realize their ambitions. And I think that when I look at the legacy competitors that we have, they operate in a world of siloed tech. They are still talking about real-time data and cloud native and all these things as something that's probably an ambition for them. For us, it's a core part of our proposition. And in terms of USPs, does any software vendor in the world really have a USP? I'm sort of the thing that maybe they don't, right? Maybe what it's about is what's the thing that you're really good at, or what's the thing that you major in? And for us, real-time was always a key part of our product offering and a key part of our tech stack. Back in 2017, not many people were talking about real-time in the same way as they are today. The thing for me was that you look at cores and you look at core banking providers, your Tombs, your Mambus, your 10x's, your Subscadas. I looked at all of those and I was like, wow, this is an amazing opportunity for us. We need to partner with every single one of these providers. We need to integrate with them, and we need to be able to take out a story to their customers and their prospects about the fact that collections is the growth engine of your business, and that actually having Flexys could actually pay for your thought machine. How cool would that be? And so that's where we've really focused from a end-to-end core transformation. So I think I tend to chunk up change into different categories. So there's things that are led by the regulator. Now, very rarely does the regulator ever drive any kind of innovation, right? The regulator drives rules. People don't like rules, right? But, is that where you innovate? You don't really innovate there, but you have to comply. But there are things that change and you have to do those things. You've then got things like customer expectation, customer experience. If you bank with a legacy tier one and you bank with a challenger, after a while, your expectation is that you want that experience of the challenger throughout your entire banking experience. Why should that be any different at originations as it is in collections? People still talk about digital in our world, but actually I think of look at the current generation now, digital doesn't mean anything to them because they don't know what analog is, right? This generation were brought up on Google. They weren't brought up on, floppy disks. So everything is digital. Their whole world is digital. And so AI is great, and there are so many opportunities. For me, I think that we really look at that as how can we leverage this in the back office? How do we supercharge a really tough role, which is a collections agent? How do we make that as easy as possible? Co-pilots, all of that side of things, which is amazing. For us, it's a core tenet of our product offering. I think the key thing really is around your partners and how you integrate and customer data. Ultimately, there's a lot of customer data that gets shared. There's a lot of sensitive customer data. So I think that you need to make sure that actually the flow of data and what you provide at the right time is the right data. But from a product perspective, it's really InfoSec by design. So cybersecurity is core to what we do. It doesn't keep me awake all night because I'm pretty happy with where we are with that. Every scale-up, startup, fintech will have a great story about partnerships, right? They've probably got a slide with 100 logos on it. And I guess that 90% of those companies who are on that slide don't know they're on it, right? So we've tried to create some partners where we've really got value. I think that in my world, I want our clients and our prospects to think about their entire customer journey, their entire customer experience, all the way from the day that they originate, all the way through to, potentially a collections journey. And in that world, you've got to think about what can we leverage from partners to deliver a better customer experience, and what can we enable our clients to do to deliver better customer outcomes. So open banking, benefits calculators, great examples of where you can streamline a customer journey. You can make it better and simpler, but fundamentally, can you give that customer something that they weren't expecting? We've got some great partnerships with lots of cores that we talked about. That drives faster time to value because we're already pre-integrated. We've got great payment partnerships that mean, again, you can take it out of the box and start using it today. The open banking side and open finance in particular is really interesting because it's opening up a new world of finance possibilities. It's also opening up a very customer-centric world. And I think when you take particularly a pre-arrears journey or an arrears journey, you need to know more about your customer to try and work out what the best possible outcome is for that customer. And so the more data you've got and the more data you can use, the better chance you have of shaping a better outcome and a better experience for the customer. Whether you're suggesting to an agent next best action, right? An agent's on a phone call with a customer. Are you telling them what they could do or what they might be able to offer? Are you offering a customer a self-service journey where you're providing them with something based on what they've told you? And so we work a lot around harnessing that data to turn it into an actionable insight. And that's really what we want to do. We've got some great data partners who can do things around predictive analytics and some really clever things. But fundamentally, so much of our world is customer-centric and still human-driven because it's such a difficult time for the customer that it isn't just data. And I really, and a lot of our customers I think will resonate with, but this is a person at the end of the day you're talking about. And so when you're thinking about what you can do to help them, use the data to inform it, but sometimes you have to stray outside of those decisions and use other sources to make a decision that's truly for the best outcome of the customer. There's always so much talk about originations, cores, customer experience being something that lives at the front end. And I guess for us, we want to try and disrupt that message a bit, that actually customer experience is front to back. You've got to think about the whole journey. And for me, I'm just really interested in the rise of things like credit unions and some of the options that are existing for credit unions around tech and what tech they can use to deliver a better customer experience. Also super interested to hear about some of the innovation in some of the more static spaces. So, innovation in mortgages and some of the things that are happening there, different types of products, product evolution, and obviously meeting other tech partners who are working in this space.